Hi Gemini, this is your monthly reading for May. Keep in mind this is a general reading. This may or may not resonate for every single Gemini out there. Cross-watchers, you are welcomed. Keep in mind that the energy might be vice versa, so take whatever side resonates. All right, let's get started. Before we get started, I do want to say that I do have a tin roof and it's raining, so in case you are hearing stuff in the background, that's what it is. All right. So what I was already picking up for some of my Geminis, I was already picking up some sense of confusion, and just like a loss of direction in a way. Maybe like picking or deciding what to do. That's kind of the energy that I was experiencing for some of my Geminis. So let's take a look and see what that's all about. Okay, for Gemini for May. Okay. So we have addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restrict. Coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition, and kiss. Unconditional love, giving, receiving, affection, falling in love. And then we also have for the shadow side, we have the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over, no second chance, grow and transform your life. Okay. So, Gemini. What I am getting for you guys is, for some of you, you guys have been okay. I feel like what's going on is some of my Geminis are going through a shift in a cycle to where some cycles are coming to an end and some are beginning anew. And really what I was getting though with the whole like the Grim Reaper and the shadow side is it's not necessarily that you can't have a second chance in whatever it is that the situation was. I think it's just that's the subconscious belief that you hold that things will never change almost. It's almost like in your mind you think things will stay stagnant, and I think that is what's causing issues, because in your physical life things are moving along, things are changing and shifting, and it's almost like you're trying to stay in the same situation or in the same mindset, you know. For some of you guys, you could be, what I'm kind of getting is you could have been in a relationship where the person was controlling and took over, like would make you okay, so like the person that you could have been with could have been controlling and could have controlled how you dressed, how you would appear to others, things like that. But that's not for every Gemini. That's just for some. I'm picking up that you might have dealt with a partner that was very controlling. For the others of you, it could have been just a lot of addictions, a lot of things that you felt powerless to, and you're starting to come to that point where it's almost like the universe is trying to force you to grow up in a way. It's not that you're childish, it's just you are now having to, for where you felt like you had no control, the universe is forcing you to take control. And for others it's just like I'm just really feeling that, honestly. It seems like whatever you were dealing with, Gemini, I think it's coming to an end. It's coming to that close, but you're needing to find where you belong. It's kind of what I'm feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It's just if for some of my Geminis out there, you're trying to find the person out there for you. You know, you're like the person that will treats you good and stuff like that. Like, so what's going on for some of you guys is, I think you're trying to free yourself from the coffin that you were placed in whatever situation. For some of you, you were in a relationship that was very conditional love, and was making you do things that you didn't feel comfortable doing, was trying to force you, and their reasoning was, oh, you need to get out of your comfort zone, but this person didn't listen to your feelings or your thoughts about the situation. Like, this person just kind of, in a way, like, bypassed your own wants and needs. Like, I think for quite a bit of you guys could have blocked out love too as well. For it seems just like something new is going to try and manifest, but I feel like you're so afraid because you've been hurt that you're now too afraid to be vulnerable, or you're now too afraid to really come forward. For some of you guys, you could just be afraid of, like, this is for some of my Geminis. You guys could be single, say, and you're not really dating, but your coffin is the confinement in your mind, if that makes sense. It's like you put yourself in a box to what type of person is in your league, if that makes sense. It's like you're like, oh, I can't go for this girl, she's way out of my league. Or, oh, I like this person, but I can't love this person because love doesn't work. It's like you get stuck in the same thinking patterns, you get stuck in the same habitual, and I mean, I'm not even getting like the card that does come with that, you know, but that's just what I'm getting. It's just, there's something that my Geminis are having a hard time letting go of, but it almost feels like the universe is like forcing you to do it though. You know, it's like, I like this analogy when you're playing like a tug of war, you know, and you're holding on to a rope, but this rope is pulling you so hard that it's leaving rope burn. And sometimes you just need to learn when it's time to let go, you know, because if you don't, then you can get seriously injured, holding on to something that's like basically tugging you along. And that's kind of what it feels like. It's like the more you fight this, the more hurt and disappointment you're going to experience. Because I'm sensing for some of you, this is a relationship that you want and know you need to get out of. Because it almost feels like for some of you, the person you're dealing with is too codependent on you, can get very possessive, always needs to know where you're at all times, always seems to be just really needy, or just there's just a lot of complications there, and you feel trapped and you feel like you can't leave. And it's almost like it's because you have put yourself in a mental prison. And for some of you guys, I'm getting this for some, you could have been in a relationship with a person, realize they're not the one you want to be with, and maybe you have someone else in mind that you want to be with, and so you're trying to find a way to get rid of this person and eventually make your way towards this other person, whether this is a person from the past or a person that you met at work, or a new person. For some of you, you know, you're realizing that there's no more happiness, there's no more love in the situation, and you're about ready to move out of it, but you've been around this person for so long that it gets hard to break out of that routine, you know? And that's kind of what I'm sensing too, is a lot of it's routine. Hey, sorry, my dogs. So, hey, come here. He's trying to play. This is not playtime. Okay. But that's what I'm sensing. It's like trying to get out of that routine. And that's what's kind of hard. And or even just getting out of that mental state on which how you view people or how you view yourself. That's kind of what I'm picking up for a lot of you guys. But it just kind of seems to me that you kind of still want to. It's such a weird energy. I mean, I'm gonna tap into this to see, because it feels like a state of confusion. For some of you guys, it might be a confusion of, should I be with this person or that person, or should I take this job or that job? It feels like, or should I leave this situation and not know what the future holds? Because it's almost like, for some of you guys, you don't even know if you have another choice. Because it's like, again, you are, I feel just so limited. Like somebody's crown or their third eye is like closed. There's just not information. It feels like there's information missing, and that's something you don't like. So maybe you're dealing with a partner or a person, like a friend or family member or something like that, or coworker, that's telling you stuff, and some of it is true, but they're missing, they're leaving out important details. You know, it's like they're purposely not giving you all the information so that you can't technically just, like, I'm sensing it's almost like this person, that's one of the person's sense of control. Oh, if I can keep Gemini confused, in a state of confusion, it's almost like I can get what I want. That's really the energy I'm picking up for my Geminis. It's like you're dealing with a person or a situation in which there's some key factors missing, and I don't know how to explain it. And for some of you guys, in your mind, you're like, this is done. I'm never going back to this situation. Because for some of you guys, you could have broken up with this person, but I'm almost sensing that you're stuck in the situation still. Like, for some of you, you guys are either still talking to this person is still in your life in some capacity, and I think that that's what's causing you guys some turmoil, causing you some issues. It's kind of like, what is, like, this person's intentions, I don't like it. Let's just say that. I don't trust this person, and I'm sensing you don't either, Gemini. Because for some of you guys, you might have thought that this person that you were dealing with was an equal, and you might be coming to that conclusion that this person really wasn't there for your highest, like, this person wasn't really there for you specifically. It's like this person was only there for themselves, but they led you to believe that it was an equal partnership. But, like, really, for some of you guys, this person could have been like, oh yeah, come move down here with me. You move down, and it's like, all of a sudden, you're paying all the bills. You're doing all, you know what I mean? It's interesting, because it almost seems like this relationship has ended. It's reached its course. Like, it's time to end it. For some of you, you are on the verge of doing so. And for others of you, it's like, you know you have to, but you're dragging your feet, and the universe is almost like, no. No, no, no. This person was only here to teach you a lesson, not to be a life sentence. That's what it feels like. Because I'm feeling like for some of you guys, you feel trapped. And you're in a state of confusion. Because I think this person purposely leaves you confused. Because that's the game they play. It's really weird. Because that's just really what I'm sensing, you know? This person purposely leaves you to feel confused, to feel burdened. This person that you're dealing with, It could be a Taurus, a Cancer, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Libra, Pisces, Cancer. That's just what I'm picking up. It doesn't, if I didn't call this person's name, it doesn't mean that it's not there. But I don't see swords. That's the weird part. I'm not seeing any swords. I'm just seeing wands, cups, and pentacles. Because it's interesting because it's like this person is confusing you, but they're doing it in a way where it's, how do I word this? It doesn't really make sense. It's kind of like this person comes at it with logic, so you think that it's logical, right? But it sounds like it's good on paper, but it's not tangible. If does that make sense? It's like this person will kind of try and make it seem like, oh yeah, no, you know, it's all logical, it's fine, but like behind the scenes, they're stealing money from you, or they're lying behind your back, they're cheating, they're doing things behind your back, and you're not even aware of it because you're not listening to your intuition. But at the same time, though, it's almost like you do have some awareness that this cannot continue. I feel like this person has, like, you're ignoring your emotions, Gemini, and I think that is really what's happening. The only thing that I can really say, though, is it feels like you're aware that you don't want this anymore. And that's kind of what it feels like, because it's like this person, this person feels almost unstable. It's like this person comes at you aggressively sometimes. Like if you trigger this person gets extremely defensive quickly, and that's what it feels like. It feels like it's an explosion almost. Like I feel like you have to walk on eggshells because this person just does not want to introspect. It feels like it. And I mean, you're sitting here like, okay, at this point I'm deciding, should I stay or should I go? Maybe that's how I should word this video. Should I stay or should I go? Okay, sorry. But like, you want this emotional fulfillment, right? And you're thinking that this person, for some reason, you have, it's like this person's pretending to be something they're not. And I'm also getting the fact of like this person could like really belittle you and really put you down, really devalue your worth because this person's afraid that you will leave them, and they see your worth but they can't see their own worth, so they'll belittle you consistently, trying to make Geminis feel like they can't go forward. And it's but there's like this piece of you, like your end goal is to gain emotional satisfaction in life and in partnership. It's like in your mind you have it figured out, you think, right? Because you're like, oh, I have this figured out, I know exactly what I want to do. I want this type of job, I want this, I want that, but everything looks good on paper, right? It's not, just because this person appears to have it all together doesn't mean this person has it all together. Just because this person says, oh yeah, I agree with all your values and all your morals, doesn't mean this person really does. And I think that's what's happening here, is it's almost like this person isn't really giving you an end result, but the person's keeping the facade and the illusion up because you're fulfilling a need for them to some capacity, so they don't want to get rid of you because you are, again, it feels kind of like this person does have some feelings. I'm not saying this person's a complete monster. I'm just saying that this person is more self-serving, and mostly cares about what you can give this person instead of what this person can give you, you know? It feels kind of like you are at this point though where you know you have to make that decision, because again, we have it where you're juggling back and forth between, okay, should I go or should I stay? And then now you're like, okay, I really have to decide, because at this point it's, you have a fork in the road. You gotta go. Where are you gonna go? And that's what it feels like. You have, the universe is slowly showing you, hey, this person isn't being honest. Here's another wand for you. Oh, hey, that person lied about your money. Here's another wand for you. It's like the universe is collecting all these burdens. Like, you're collecting all of these burdens so that in the end you can truly see what you were not seeing to begin with. Because I'm getting that. And like the worst part was for a lot of you guys is you really did fall for this person. You really did care for this person. And this person wasn't being real, wasn't being true to you. But it's such a burden to keep the connection, but it's also such a burden to lose this connection, because for some of you guys, your finances are entangled. This person got into your bank account. This person is like friends with your friends. It's like there is complications in this relationship, and it makes it hard to get undone, which is another reason I'm feeling heavily again on that 10 of Wands. It's that burden. It's almost like you thought you were going to get the 10 of Cups with this person, but instead you got the 10 of Wands. You got burdens instead of emotional fulfillment. And it's affected you on a lot of levels, because for some of you guys, now this is for some of you, which is a small select few. Some of you guys could have left another person in the past to be with this person now, and it's almost like you're regretting it because the person in the past was a more appropriate fit for you, but that person and you, it didn't look as good on paper, but it felt better, you know what I mean, compared to this relationship. Like for you, I get this sense, it's like you are in a mental prison, but yet there's no swords. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, it feels like confusion. This person is purposely trying to confuse you. I don't know how I can specify it in any other way. And it feels like this person, like, will do something confusing, like say something and then pull back and then see what your reaction is and then go from there. It also feels like this person, now that this person has been around you for so long, this person has observed you, they now know what your triggers are, they now know all your weak points, all your strengths, and then they'll use that sometimes against you. I'm feeling it's just like you're dealing with a person to where if this relationship is over, like you walk away from this person, you're going to walk away from this person, and this person's done. Flat out done. You are not putting up with that anymore. For others of you, it's just, it's hard to pull that trigger. It's hard to just go forward, you know? And you've been stuck. And for some of you guys, I feel like you've been stuck for a while. And it's frustrating. And you feel, it's just like, it's just this sense of confusion. And it's just this sense of like, I'm going to lose more out of this than I even realize. Or that you don't even realize. Like, that's the scary part. For some of you guys, you're going to break up and then this person's going to like pull a wild card on you. And you're going to be like, what? Like, that's what I feel like. You're dealing with somebody who is sneaky. Really, really sneaky. And this person knows how to play you. They know how to play on your emotions. They know how to play on, you know, your beliefs, because this person uses your own beliefs against you. And this is such an interesting like, oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. for those of you that is resonating with this so far, it's almost like you are almost coming to that sense of being aware of it now. It's almost like you're slowly coming out of it. It's like you look at this person, you're like, oh, I know what you're doing now. I understand what you're trying to do. And because of that, it's forcing you to slowly open back up that third eye, open back up that intuition, start to go more within. Because I think what was happening was you had a goal, a plan, initial thought of how you viewed this person, the situation, everything, and now you having to like go backwards and reevaluate what happened, why you went with this person, why you did the things you did, why you chose the decisions you chose. And it all goes back to mostly wanting to have that emotional fulfillment because and the praise. It's almost like you wanted to uh because it's like in society, it's like, oh, you're supposed to have a house, you're supposed to have children, a wife, a kid, you're supposed to have this nice career, a nice car. Like, we all view materialism. And I'm not saying that you guys are materialistic, but whoever I'm picking up, it was a little bit of that. That was your main focus. Your main focus was on the material world. And I think this person saw that and they took advantage of that. Because what happens is if you only focus on one specific area of your life, all your other areas will fall apart. So that's what this was happening. This is what the universe was trying to teach my Geminis. It was almost like, hey, yes, getting your finances in order, yes, doing the things that you are trying to achieve is important. But what's also important is who is around you. Who is helping you grow? Who is supporting your dreams? Who is lifting you up, and who is your anchor? Who's bringing you down? So you got to figure this out. You can't always like, just because a person sounds good, because a person agrees with you, because a person looks good on paper, looks like they could be a partner that would look good to other people, doesn't mean that that's the person for you. Doesn't mean that this person truly has good intentions towards you. This and that's just what I'm getting. This is a cycle, I think, that is wrapping up for my Geminis in the end of May, or at least where it's starting to break a little bit more, break apart more. It's going to crumble. Because this foundation, I don't feel like was much of a foundation to begin with. And this person, I think at the beginning kind of appeared really sweet, kind, nice, mothering, nurturing, things like that, supportive. But then like when you got into it and then this person was able to trap you, because that's what I'm sensing. For some of you, this person convinced you to move in together or marry you or, things like that. Like, this person convinced you to do things that has now led you to being and feeling stuck. And so now you're having to untangle the mess that you put yourself in, because instead of listening to yourself, you listen to what others said. And it all comes down to trusting your own intuition. And it feels like this is a very hard lesson for whoever I'm tapping into. This is not an easy lesson to learn. It requires a lot of, and I think this is what I'm also getting, that's why it's confusing, because it seemed like it was slowly cranking up the heat. When you put if you just throw a lobster, you just throw a frog or something into a boiling pot of water, they're gonna feel that temperature difference, right? But if you put them in and then you slowly crank up the heat, I felt like that's what this person was doing, was slowly cranking up the heat. So you had time to acclimate to it, because you are a mutable sign. So you kind of acclimated to this person's behavior. But what was happening was this person was taking your freedom, taking your, taking whatever it is that they were, inch by inch. And now it's gotten to the point where it's so obvious, because the heat is it's boiling now, to where my Geminis are like, what's going on? It's like that sudden shock of, holy shit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I got caught up in it. But yes, what did I do? Why am I here? who is this person that I go to bed with every night? Who is this person that I'm around all the time? It's like you're now evaluating that this person's even sabotaging you, and even when you go, like, it's weird having this person in your life. You know, you say if you live with this person, okay, you go to work, you come home, you're tired. This person has nothing to say but complaints. This person complains about every little thing, and then you're like, okay, you try to brush it off, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm sure they're just stressed too. Some of you guys might have gotten a little defensive due to some of that, but like, then this person starts to like make it, oh, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that, but you're like, I have to work tomorrow. So then you wake up tired because now you were up all night, or now because you had to do all these things that this person wanted. And what it's doing is it's slowly deteriorating parts of your life that's past this relationship. And that's why it's boiling now. That's why you can see it, because now it's affecting your work, it's affecting your self-esteem, it's affecting your family, it's affecting your friends. Like, it's affecting parts of your life that you had no idea. It's almost like, for some of my Geminis, this is no judgment, but it's almost like some of my Geminis never realized how important a partnership really is, because it's almost like in their mind, it's like, oh, they categorized it, you know, like, oh, this is my partner, this is my work, this is that. But what I feel like what this group is slowly coming to learn is your partner helps sets the tone for the rest of your life in a way. It maps things out. How does your partner get along with your family? How does your partner get along with your friends? How does your partner get along with you? How does your partner feel about your work? How does your partner how do they handle themselves? You know, how they view themselves. It affects every aspect of your life. And it's almost like you Geminis, the ones that I'm tapping in for, if you're resonating with this, it's almost like you are now realizing that this person has influenced so much of your life that you, like, it's insane. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a major epiphany moment, but it happens so suddenly. It's weird. It's like the universe is like, now you see it. Now you get it. It took you so long for some of you to see it. But now it's almost like you're coming to that realization, and because of that, it's really starting to like bubble everything up to the surface. I'm talking childhood wounds. I'm talking like you're now having to take full responsibility for your life. Because if you stay stuck, and it's weird because I feel like you are aware of that, which is why we have these here, the twos. It's like they're just bordering this, right? It's like you realize on an intuitive level, if I stay with this person, it's never going to change. I'm always going to be in a consistent state of feeling restricted, not growing. It's like you are now learning what it's like to be with a person who, it's like this person just, once they get a hold of you, it's hard to like let them go. And it's not necessarily because like, oh, I love you so much, and although that could be part of it, it's more like this person, again, they have studied you, Gemini. They have observed you. It's like this person knows how to manipulate you, and they will keep you stuck. And I think that, you know, over a long extended period of time, you've kind of slowly came to this realization. Like, I think you've always known that in the back of your mind, but you were always so focused on work and so focused on other things that you just allowed your relationship to take over. It took over, and it was so weird, is because it's like you didn't see that coming, you know. That's what I'm picking up. That's the energy that I'm feeling, point blank. Like, this person's cunning. This person is calculated. This person knows when to take risks and when not to take risks. It's like you're dealing with another air sign. It's like this person knows when to hit you hard with the wounds that you have, you know, and when to keep silent, when to keep what they have close to their chest. Like, they don't give you all the information on purpose, because they know that if they leave you dazed and confused, then you will stay and you will do what they ask. And this person sees you in that way. It's almost like this person sees you kind of as a plaything, like a toy, a game, resources. It's sad. I'm not sensing that this person has a very closed off heart, is kind of what it seems like. It's like this person, the only way that they know how to survive in life is by using others people's emotions against them in order to feel like they are safe, feel like they're on top, you know. This is the type of person that in their household growing up, they probably had mind games a lot, so they would learn through their family, through friends. It's almost like checkmate. You know, this person, when you break up with this person, it almost feels like they're gonna come out with something, and it's gonna throw you off. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna leave me? Well, get this. And then they're just gonna throw whatever it was that I feel like they left you with very little information. I don't know how to explain it, because I don't know what it is, because even I'm confused. Like, this person is so secretive that it's like, this person, I mean, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. This person, though, it's like they're so good at leaving you, like, thinking that, like, they act like you had all the information. Like, oh yeah, I told you everything I know, right? But, like, they didn't. They left out such major important information, and then when you leave, that's when they're going to bring that information to the forefront. And that's when it's going to screw you over. And that's kind of what I'm feeling. Oh, for some of, I mean, this is an interesting energy. For whoever I'm dealing with here, gosh, I wish you all the luck, because this is insane. I feel yucky reading this energy. It feels like this person is just, again, I'm not trying to, like, paint this person to be malevolent or just evil, you know. I'm trying to, like, I understand where this person is coming from, but again, it's a very selfish, self-serving attributes that this person is just oozing. I'm not seeing very much remorse, and I'm not seeing that this person has much mercy in a way. It's almost like this person would be, the fact that, like, you don't leave them, they leave you. That's the feeling that I'm getting. That's how these people, this person comes across. So let's get a Moonology card and see what cycles my Geminis are closing up for the end of May. See what phases you're beginning, what cycles you're closing. See what's happening that way for my Geminis. Wow. I am so sorry for this group. Like, oh my gosh, my heart comes out to you. For some of you guys, it's... but it's making you have epiphanies in life, you know? Okay, so here we have it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. What do you need to release? The waning moon. And then you have time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. And you have here at the shadowy aspects, the bottom of the deck, work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Okay, so for some of my Geminis, I was feeling this, but I didn't really want to say anything, but now I feel like I should. For some of my Geminis, and this is not going to resonate for all of the Geminis, there has, for instance, you have been the person in relationships where you were like that person that you're dealing with now. Does that make sense? So you could have been with a person in the past. You could have strung this person along. You could have taken rather than give. You could have completely left out information on this person, so this person was left clueless just as much as this person did to you. And it's now making you see your own shit. And I'm sorry, but I had to just say that. It's like you're now seeing your own crap that you have created. Everything that you have accumulated, it's like this person is coming back at you tenfold. This person's coming back at you so fucking hard. I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear, but like that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling this energy of like swearing, like this, like I just want to keep swearing in this reading. But it's like, you know, it's time to take action. That water is boiling more and more, and it's starting to get to the point where it's swim or sink. It's get out of this now, release what I need to release. And it's not even just this person, it's like having to acknowledge your own shadow. And for some of you, you're coming to this extent where you're like, wow, I want to go back to that other person, or I want to go back to the people that I've harmed and give rather than take. Or I want to now start giving to people than taking. Because it's almost like for some of my Geminis, what happens is you guys move so fast, and you guys can take in a lot of information all at once, so that you guys just you guys fly. You guys are everywhere, right? And sometimes you don't realize how much impact you can have on another person because you're moving so fast, because you're setting other goals. And so now that this has happened to you, you're now seeing it from the other people's perspective, maybe on which you've left them. For some of you, this is karma. For others of you, this is just you realizing, you know, I would rather give than take. Maybe for some of you Geminis, that has nothing to do with you. It wasn't, you didn't maybe do any of those cunning things to other people. But maybe what happened was you're now coming to that conclusion. You're like, you know, deep down, I have been a little more self-serving to some extent. And maybe I want to start giving more to others around me. Show others that I care more, because I feel like this person has hurt you so much, Gemini, that you are now starting to say to yourself, like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to come across that mean and cunning, because I almost feel like you can see yourself in that person, and that scares you. It's like you're looking at a mirror of yourself, but the mirror is a little distorted, but it's not like, it's still enough that you're aware of, okay, I can see parts of me in this person. I'm not all of this person, but I can see parts of it. It's like that, you know? But geez, that's the cycle you're coming out of, is learning to release all of that negative energy, all of the fear that you've had. Because I think what happens for some of my Geminis is you guys are afraid of being wrong. You guys are afraid of not being a good sense of judgment of character, being afraid of making wrong decisions and wrong choices in life. It's like you felt like this was a major setback to everything that you've tried to work towards. And it's like you're now realizing and you're now reevaluating the importance of what a relationship is and how it affects all areas and all aspects of your life. So I'm going to pull a message from Spirit as a closing for this reading. See what messages Spirit has for my Geminis. Just feeling like, oh. All right, I'll take it. It's a lot, but I'll do it. All right, so we have here a blessed gift. Something beautiful soon manifest. Trust that all is unfolding in the most perfect way for you and all concerned. Have faith and continue to hold positive and loving thoughts. A blessed gift is on its way. A blessing of gratitude. Be grateful for all of your experiences, for all in life serves a purpose. There is a blessing in all that did or didn't happen. There is a blessing unfolding this very moment. Listen to your heart, follow its wisdom, be mindful, for the journey is as important as the destination. You are blessed regardless. Every experience enriches us and those around us in some way, regardless of what we achieve or don't achieve, do or don't do. All is a blessing in one form or another. Nothing is a mistake, for all serves a divine purpose. All is blessed. A blessing of acceptance. Every part of you is equally worthy of love. Accept yourself as you accept yourself as you are, and this will be blessing unto yourself and others. If you wish to see the truth of the matter, hold no preference, either for or against a particular outcome. Just be the love that you truly are. Sunlight blessing. A ray of light bursts through the clouds of uncertainty and darkness, transforms to light. A new day is born, and first buds of spring appear. You are blessed with the birth of something new. A new season for your life begins with this very special blessing. Wow. And I mean, depending on where you are in the world, like right now for me, it's spring. So that analogy is perfect. But yes, I think all of those played so well into this entire reading. But Gemini, take this as a learning experience. Grow, release the fears that you have to why you can't leave this person, to why you feel like you deserve to be treated this way. Learn to give rather than take, and learn to forgive, and learn to just grow and expand in the way that you possibly can. Because I am sensing that this is a very unfortunate event, and I am sensing that for some of my Geminis, it's like if you were married to this person, they might ruin you in a divorce. It's stuff like that. Like, I'm sensing that this person has, like I said, a wild card up their sleeve. So it's just prepare yourself. Be safe, be careful. I hope this resonates for you guys, and I hope that in a way that this was able to help you work through this and help you come out on the other end. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye.